to yet another epic episode of Keister, the Real Talk Show. In tonight's show, I will be talking to an award-winning screenwriter, movie producer, and director of several of our hit movies like Gina, Geneva, The Ashes, Temple of Ghosts, and lots of other movies. Aside movies, our guest tonight has worked with several organizations like Restless Development, MOPAD, and others to contribute to human development. Is currently the program coordinator for Westminster Foundation for Democracy. He has fought many battles, spiritual, physical, and emotional battles, to get to where he is right now. Who is he? Stay with us right after the break.
Let's watch the Real Talk with Eileen TV show. By our very own daughter of Sierra Leone, Eileen Keister.
Welcome back to Keister, the Real Talk Show. Of course, you know who I have in the building with me, a director. I mean, he's done so many movies. I said it earlier. But anyways, help me welcome Wurie Bah. Hello, Wurie. Welcome to my show.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited. Everything is good right now.
Everything's good.
I'm feeling okay.
You're feeling okay? The
Yes,
year is starting good with you.
I'm live in the flesh with Eileen.
Definitely. We have so much to talk about. Today we're going into the movies. The movies, of course, people are saying it's not growing. Some are saying it's growing. We're seeing a lot of producers, doing a lot of different things. But of course, I have him here because he's done like one of the biggest movies ever. Not one, just two, like three, like the likes of Gina. Gina, I mean, remains like a big movie in Sierra Leone. So definitely, if I'm going to be talking about movies, I can't have nobody else other than him. Wurie, I mean, like I just talked earlier, Bokuti don't go with this movies in Sierra Leone. Yeah. So, I mean, for you, how has it been like in the movie industry?
Okay, we started well.
Okay.
I remember back then when it was in an embryonic stage, we were putting a lot of things together to make sure everything fall in place, so that we can have a vibrant industry that can not only be provide jobs for young people like us at the time, but also to be a vibrant alternative to income generation for every other sector and also for government. But on the way, a lot of things happen. But personally, my company was doing well. I mean, we have some of the blockbusters that you have already mentioned. But the bigger picture, I think on the way, we fall on the wayside. But I think we are still looking up to, we still have a chance to make it right again.
When you say fall on the wayside, can you just elaborate on that?
Okay, there was a time when we were making movies and we do not have all of the resources at the time, nor the expertise. But because of the passion and commitment, we were able to thrive. I mean, I think I was 19 years, imagine.
Really?
Yes, I was 19. And where I came inside the industry, I meet a lot of young people who
maybe
were
younger past you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Me superstar right now, Gina, I think she was living lower than 17 years at the time.
Okay.
But the major problem was not because we do not have the resources or the expertise. After we don't acquire all of this, after we become the experts, after we have the resources, then there was this different mindset about isolation. We are not able to unify our expertism. But the problem was, I want to be myself, Wurie Bah, have my company, have my people. And other person else want to be himself with his own people.
So there was no unity.
No unity.
So you could say, that are some of the challenges we begin in the industry. Because I want to ask you, you in particular.
Just one of it, but I think, in my opinion, that was the bigger problem.
Okay.
Because we were making movies, bigger movies, better movies, movies with high potential that hits the market without resources or expertise. I am emphasizing on this because that's where we started. No expertise. Nobody will claim that he has everything, to make movie at the time. But because we were passionate and committed, we did what we did at the time and have a greater results. But when everything was about to fall in place, then all of this isolation started, ego and pride. Everybody wants to be himself. Nobody wants to collaborate. Nobody. Those who have much resources do not want to condescend. Well, that's the word.
Okay.
They do not want to condescend to those who they think we are the smaller
For the smaller people.
especially for those of us who are in the East.
Okay.
So there was this battle of Western against Eastern, Upline versus Freetown.
Really?
Yes. So never worked out.
Is that
every effort to have an association or a union, somebody from somewhere will just spoil everything.
That's what I was gonna ask, because you know, in the industry, man, you have so many unions. You have this union, that union. I was gonna say, is that why there's so many? It's like, you know, at one point you had Sollywood, and then I forgot the other name of it. Like it was just like two different things. Are these some of all the issues that cause all those problems?
So I think when we started, we met Sollywood, I would say, that was being run by Jimmy B at the time.
Okay.
And also Sierra Leone Film Guild, that was being run by Ianoa was the name. Yes, Ianoa.
Okay.
Used to be in the UK. So, but I was young by then. I was trying to find my space.
Okay.
But in that space, there were people who already have established their companies, like the Michael of Jamcast, the Premier Media, the Paradise Films. I think there was visual art at the time, not too many. But there was no coordinating team for all of them. Everybody was just doing, because since they were small at the time. So when we came, I would say we, because there was a group of people at Bishop Johnson School, myself, another production talented, and then Omojo was also part of that smaller group that started in Bishop Johnson. Okay. So when we came, we met this backlash of elite people who said, we have the money, we have the resources, these are just smaller boys. I particularly, I was being referred to that small boy instead. Oh, really? That was the name. Anyway, that's small boy instead. Not many people know me at the time. You see me, you not even know this is Wurie Bah. You not even know. Okay. So if they show you that's Wurie Bah, you say, really? Is that that's small boy instead? Yes. So there was this segregation. Okay. And they do not want to come down to learn from us. And you guys not willing to? Yes, well, for me, I was willing. I don't know about others, because I reached out to some of these productions. I was at Premier Media, I was at Jamcast. Okay. The only person I approached later after many years was Jimmy B. Okay. Not because I didn't want to, but because I do not have access at the time to him. Okay. You know, so that's the reason why. No coordination until to date. That's the problem. Oh, I know, we're following up. But you know, you're a screenwriter as well. Yes. You know, how are you able to put movies together? I mean, most of your stories, like we were going to get into, you know, the movies itself, are they original stories, or really they're just fictions where you just make them up as a screenwriter? I think I've only adapted one. Okay. One screenplay from another movie anyway. But the rest is that Last King of Scotland. Okay. So it was my favorite anyway. Okay. So I had to adapt that kind of story. And do a transition of it in a local way. So, which one are the local ones? Dangerous Chief. It's exactly similar to Last King of Scotland. Okay. All of my stories from After School, Gina, The Return of Gina, are original screenplay. No adaptation. These are just out of my vision, out of my thinking. In fact, you know, Gina has the only created language. I mean, that was purely creativity. Okay. Yes. The language we spoke in Gina. It's purely creativity. So I developed 100 unseen words, strange words, and give them meaning. Then put them in sentence. Until today, some of us can speak it, even with those who are acted part of it or those who are close to me. So that language is just your and your people, basically. Exactly. Oh my God, I didn't realize that. But that's great. So all of them are original. I think I've done about 11 movies, only one adapted. The rest, there's all just original. Not copied from any movie, not copied from anybody, not copied from any newspaper or magazine or book or novel or whatever. So how do you get this inspiration to write these movies? It actually depends because I live in a community where a lot of things happen. You see things differently, and for people who have been there, will tell you we are aliens. We are actually different. We are Easterners, but we are actually different from people from the East.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. If you went there, you see things you imagine. Nah, yeah, this thing they happen.
Okay.
You know,
So they're not the East, but inside East. East the inside East.
East the inside East. Exactly.
All right. Don't go anywhere because I'll be right back after this.
Okay.
Welcome back to Ellen Kids to the World Talk Show. Today we're diving into the movies. What's going on in the movie industry? I mean, we see a lot of movies, people are trying, but of course, the people that have been there before, all those new ones that are coming in that, done really, really good movies that we can say this is a Sierra Leonean movie. With me today I have, of course, Wurie Bah, who's a movie producer, has done, some of the biggest movies. But anyways, welcome back, Wurie Bah.
Thank you so much.
Earlier, we talked about some of the challenges. We know because, I'm in the industry, even though I'm more on the music side, but we see what's going on. Are these some of some of the things you mentioned? You feel that I make not able to hit the global market as of yet? Because now we fed to that later.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why I feel say because we not be able to coordinate this industry, make unable hit the global market. Despite few movies, there were isolated cases anyway. Okay. Because we have movies that where go outside of Sierra Leone, despite not to be. They grab awards from the international scenes and all of it. And some even then a platform then we not be even expected and did it. Now later we cannot say
if he did it. Oh wow.
And so
that's submit a movie there also.
Oh well, we don't even know. Like me, for example, they may play in a particular streaming line. And Burkina Faso, I'm not even aware until somebody from France said, "How you film Gina?" They know I streaming I think for Pasco or something line or so. Okay. So say now you give them and say, "I know you are aware." So you get your ad for claim royalty. I said, "Let me have the contact." So I go through and we get the contact. The people are saying, then come Sierra Leone from the marketer, they buy the film for go put on the streamline. So that contact the marketer. Really? But too bad the marketer we don't die already. So
you feel that some of the issues make money not than the industry, or you feel some money inside this movie industry?
No money there. Okay. Make no mistake about it. There is so much to gain, so much to win, and so much to benefit in the industry. But anything we know they coordinate well, they get glitter. Once you cannot get these two together, nothing will work well. The reason why Okada don't become the biggest employer right now, we don't employ up to 1 million people as official record.
Really?
Yes. Surprising, huh?
Yes.
Official record. Okada don't employ up to 1 million people. Official record. And just imagine that number, how much percent of the population. Now because then they coordinate well and then they regulate well. So when they're able to coordinate, set up structures then for coordinate themselves. They get a bigger umbrella. I think something Umbro, blah blah blah, or whatever the name is. Then to this bigger one at national level, then get local level. Then get it to district level. With offices now each district. That's a huge coordination. They get task force really man them on the street for collect back the.
But also that make the guild day because say the guild are also supposed to under this guild.
Exactly, but because we know they coordinate well, make so no get regulations.
So what's the purpose of it, the deal, if you're still not able to put ourselves together?
I really don't know what's the problem. Like I said before, this ego and pride, everybody thinks you know the best, everybody thinks my idea for the front, without my idea, nothing works out. So I keep on the asking myself, what's wrong with filmmaker? Okada them. I mean, with all due respect to them, without they are the kind of people that we guide back. Where I see how they unruly for support.
Right.
But yet still, they get this kind of condition, they generate their low income, pay their own tax force, where we can do better than that. I do a calculation some time ago when we developed the film policy. And the tax for me to write for make a write the justification of a film policy. So when I really put together a small research about film STEM and the amount of money we make, I just take 8 films based on marketing records, you know, from the main marketers. And 8 of them, I mean, each of the 8 films there sell above 30,000 copies at the time. Okay, the highest was State Camp and Gina, 5250 copies. Officially, when they talk about the one they will pirate, the one they will
the official
record from the marketer. So at the time we sell film 10,000. Let's take State Camp for example, we have 52,000 copies official records. Do you know how much royalty we they get as filmmaker? It's 2,000. At the time, that was huge money. They give you for each copy 2,000 euros times 50,000, like Regina, we see. That's huge money at the time.
Right.
You don't cover a lot of costs. Then each of those films, let's just say we they pay out of 500 euros tax, royalty tax on each of the film to NRA. Calculate that for every movie. We sell above 30,000. I think the figure at the time where we get is over 5 billion.
Wow.
Yes, the government lost just between 2011 and 2012 by 8 films. When are they above 30,000? But there were films who sell 20. There are films who sell 50.
Yeah, because during that time, the movie industry they look like it did together. Like you say, the Gina come on, State Camp, so many movies and come on, and all things just die out. What we understand is the where we get them, the Nigerians, the marketers, when they come, they just buy the movie on our hand for cheap because apparently they run on a loss or something. Then they just go market them and just they buy it so we're not going to get the money's worth. You feel that they also unbug the industry, like within the marketers and some of the marketers and really.
The reason why I know the blame marketers, everybody's doing business for profit.
Yeah, but still.
So me, you can't no amount of. That's why I don't take money. I know they take money from marketers or anybody for producing film.
Okay.
I have my own budget. I do my own movies.
So that budget is personal budget. Government they help you, sponsors.
Nobody sponsors. Now we company. Me they pull 60% of each of the according to the mode of operation what we get as a company.
Okay.
Then we get group of people and we're not in an executive. They pull 40% of that money. But we started with the first film. Once that capital is up, I mean it was after school. When we get that capital then we use for make every other film. And as we go by and as we the profits margin. I mean we at the time Keister, our quarterly turnover, you go surprise the amount of money we will make at the time of film. We run an office where we pay for. We get somebody where we pay for run that office. We buy our own costume, buy our own gadgets at the time, pay for everything and make the movie. That because of the first film we will get after school, give us that turnover. And we use that turnover to get a bigger budget for the next film in Gina. We go to Geneva. We go to Return of Gina. We go to Temple of Ghosts. We go to Family House. We go to the Ashes. So every year, that's how, till to date, that's how they operate. The only thing no more, it was this way for the first 4 movies. Then it starts for countdown for the other movies. So this was
the countdown for the other movies. This thing calls that countdown day.
That countdown day at the market. That thing what you mentioned about for every time we pull movies, people they buy them. Now because of the attraction to salon movie we did it. So when Kemalai pull State Crime, they go Nigeria, they go market on Nigeria. Within a week, 10,000 copies sold. Will not be ever happened before. We used to make a film there, like my first film, Omojo, the first film, we make them print 2,000 copies. Now they will have for sale. So I mean, State Clear be attract people because of the trailer. I mean, everybody was surprised.
It was a really good movie.
Exactly, very good movie, very good picture. Even when they say when I see State Clear trailer, I take them to the production house and show them. I say this is a challenge.
Okay. You still somebody in the movie industry or you
full time. Just that in a different kind of way now because before we used to run a production as a group. Now it's more like a company.
Okay.
We don't need to rehearse or get people together again. All we need to do, we executive there exist, we production team there, and there are several other production teams for choose from. So if for example now today it's loyalty. If we say Shuaib na the cameraman for massive movie, no matter who else is the best. Now Shuaib will be okay. But now we choose from all other option and alternative. If we don't get Musa Dumbuya or Gini as the director for massive movie, go up kind of let somebody else. We don't look that way. But so now it's more of a company. We get to go there with designer, look for the crew that we will fit into it, and then we go ahead.
All right, there's a lot more to talk about. We're gonna dive into Gina. Some things happen to Wurie. Don't go anywhere because I'll be right back after this.
Doro World Traveler. How is your Miami vacation going?
Fine, babe. I'll be back next week and I've bought you a lot of things.
Well, I hope the designer bag you promised is included. No excuse this time.
That expensive bag? Babe. I am now in Malaysia.
UBA cards work from Moscow to Malaysia, from Malaysia to Miami. Bros, you can't escape this time.
Hell! Babe, are you there? I can't hear you again, oh. Your line is breaking. Hello? Hello? Wherever you travel in the world, don't go without your UBA card. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Welcome back to Keister, the Real Talk Show. Wurie Bah is in the building. I mean, he's a movie producer, done so many movies. A lot went on, when I mean a lot. But definitely, this is good for telling the story. He didn't answer because we want to just shed light on, the good things, the bad things, and the crazy things that happen in the industry. Welcome back, Wurie Bah.
Thank you so much.
Wurie, you know me. I know everyone. I do a lot of research. As a producer, because you get a full team. You say you do movies like Gina. They actually so many big movies where take today like even designer be named Gina don't like father. You know, so tell me. But I understand you went through a lot. Personally, as far as even starting with your crew. Yeah. Most of the people the way you work with, you train. I'm gonna work as a team. But come on, what's happening? I mean, when things go bad, like I notices some of them. Not so notice. We know. Say most of them change by. You not be the problem, or waiting not be the reason we make they all just left you. The time way wanna be grow bigger and bigger.
Okay, I think I don't know, maybe because when you're young, you get this leadership quality where a lot of people go see like bossy, the as the word with like for use, or feel like say you're not dictator to them life or so at a point where they feel they don't arrive. But when we started, like I said, we were young. I was young, and a lot of them. So, but the expertise not be there. We just come. Except no more for few of us. Me for one, I don't go to film school, come back and say I will set up the production company. And you don't go find too many experts, limited in fact, or no one, except for Freetown Media Center. We don't see the way we get a own training center for the produce filmmakers in different fields, but you don't go get too many people who sabi camera set at the time, or we know about continuity, or we know about makeup, or we know about things that will happen at the industry. But when I come back after I don't get the certificate in television and film production, I don't know everything, but I know a lot. So I decided to let's start by identifying people we want to become these things. Then we train them. So now we put together the training things that we need. Now we train ourselves. I can never stand here and say, I train this person, I train this person.
Okay, so it was
We
a good thing.
Exactly.
But why the split?
Despite me not be the most experienced person at the time of film,
Okay.
but when we don't become this person and time come out of the money that we make, we create a scheme for empower ourselves as well.
Okay.
You know, we even pay to college. To collect fees for people, to school fees for people, because we want them to be this empowered, not only in the film industry but in different areas. At the time we don't get lawyer, we say okay, whosoever they go study law, we dey pay. Okay. We say we don't go on tomorrow, we want doctor self versus gain. We say so we think we reduction, we want to forget everybody, you know. But it reach a period when everybody thinks they don't reach that level. Like there was somebody we sent to somebody for me to for become an editor and cameraman. We bought the gadget. We did that. And as soon as he arrived, we wait, things had arrived, we decided for set up in-own company. Not so nobody faults, not only fault. Now you don't just think say
Yeah, they say he can do it by himself.
The next person self see there and think say, when we say a graphic designer now, me self go if they design you poster instead of from massive movies production, now their own signature they use. Another person say Igbo myself now is go set up new. They all run way independent. So but the intention was for train them so that we go build this.
For build up this one big thing.
Exactly. And everybody starts for going on thing. A reach a time now the cast themselves begin feel big. You know, they themselves think say we not for tell them what to do. Me for one. And the time somebody realize a big pass me.
Okay, where you be putting on the movie it be okay.
Exactly.
After
they were humbled and cheap.
But you know, I mean, I think it happens. You know, I think we can always tell people and say teamwork makes the dream work. This idea of really land small thing, then you want to be independent, it really affects all man, not even just in the movie industry.
Yeah.
You know, it's what I mean. But either way, you still, like you say, now you're on a different level as far as your mercy movies. You know.
So now what I do? I use the approach, whether they against me or me against them, we will work together. So maybe the bigger person, they approach each and every one of them. For example, right now, Catch Cole is editing my movies. I mean,
and Catch Cole was part of the team.
Yes, he was. And even the current videographer and State House was part of us. Okay. You know, this team. To get them together not easy right now, but me approach I say, guys, now
if you need your work done, charge
me no problem.
So I think once you're able to still maintain business with them,
exactly, because I see them like before I used to say like children. That's what I say. I see them like my children. Me and my papa, despite I was young, but they're my brothers, they're my sisters. No matter what thing we don't transpire in the past, because I just don't want to say a lot of things right now. At least some of them they don't feel bad about what they do, but because some of them don't show remorse and come back and apologize that
that's fine.
We make a mistake and we feel like we hurt you, we are sorry. There's somebody will come with your husband, come out respond and say, me wife now me tell and say hurt you. Say they don't work like that. I know you pick up from secondary school for one. Wow. Till I come and meet them, you don't become star and marry them. And so I realize they do your thing independently. They ask about you. They ask me for money for produce film. I said, why my company get producer? Why won't you?
I think I have an idea what you're talking about, but still, if I said maybe you said maybe either way, but I mean, as long as you have that forgiving spirit and you do your own thing, like you say now, all man really just want to be independent. Yeah. But I want to go back to somebody.
1 minute, please. Let them be independent.
Right.
That's what I want. But let them give back. Let them realize a bit that Wurie Bah was somebody who helped them achieve what they wanted. Because if I can remember, most of them were not even close to the industry. Most of them, not that they were doing something that was close to the industry, then I picked them up. So they were in different. For example, one of them will be footballer, not be even close to. Now, all I will take a can play. I go say, can play for the production. We get game. Then all of a sudden, one user or the other say, they want for art. Sooner or later, it don't become cameraman or editor. Another person was just a designer. You know, be they draw things and all. Not that some of them were even close to the industry, but let them remember. I wish them well. I want them to be that kind of person. But let them remember they were somewhere when Wurie Bah met them.
Right.
And today, all that they ask for is for them to realize that we're not going to do things for free, but let me work with time. Yes. Okay. Let me continue for work with time and help them. Let the company side all come on, not die out.
Okay.
Because we want legacy for them, for whosoever go pick out.
Look at Sunday working for Camille. Look at Sunday for Columbia today. But anyways, during the telly shoot movies, you know, you do a lot of scary, spiritual movies. We end up turning to reality.
Yeah.
I want to make you just shed light on it briefly. Like, you had so many attacks. You forgot to you married, but those movies may not be ever feel say when you shoot a, you know, get a story, you do one, then you begin feel like for say, oh my God, this is reality. Explain to me, like, I know some people are curious for know after Gina, you know, the attacks, that part.
Somebody told me that the kind of movie you do, you must get encounter with these things. I say, you know. But when I start to see them, there was a year constantly I dream snake, constantly, and for every time I dream snake. For we are another part of the world, we say we don't give a right?
Right, yeah.
But mine was a different case. For any time I dream snake, something in reality bad will happen. Maybe I will lost my job, maybe I will lost my business, maybe I will lost. But I don't be understand all the time why all of this happen. Anytime I dream snake, anytime I dream snake, I ignore them because I'm not that kind of superstitious person. And then I get energy for whatever thing that happen in the dark side. I just get energy for them. Like for you say devil that okay, I know the issues. Those who know me say I love those kind of things. I don't care whether there is danger. And some people can even refer to me say this dice have been afraid. Well, which is true because me, you know, whenever it happens. So wherever there is this spiritualism, by the way, I discover most of the villages where people they shoot now. I discovered them. Most of it. Because when I started with epic movies. So we will take you. And in 2008-9, nobody know places like Bonkoile. Nobody know places like Maparia. Nobody know places like, I mean, Macolor. I discovered some small places in the research for locations. So we go to, there's a village where now only 2 people don't shoot there. Nobody else not venture. And when we go shoot there was
so with all the crazy village with all this stuff that happened, you not been afraid.
Me not be afraid.
But eventually after Gina begin to snake.
A bit fearful. I start to see things one expect to see. And in fact, interestingly after Gina, it feel like we don't become a base for people we possess. Honestly. And there was a time we go here self-posting for them. Now BJ, we start for blame, they continue with the BN they will say get them. But people who are possessed, I mean we become an attraction to people we get Gina, we get them, we possess with one, or we get some kind of evil spirit with them. Then they can't join the production, we don't know who they are, we don't
that's the
but,
thing.
But when they come, filmmaker will see things that happen. So there was a time when I remember my colleague Emba was saying, Wurie, yeah, don't infested Gina. Say, every time we carry us, posting go for them. Every time we carry us, posting go for them. So low stop first for years. So we office we become the years ago. Still people they follow. Then we realize maybe, and it took me back to waiting that part with me. Tell me, say, when you do that kind of movie, yeah, you encounter them, you become an attraction. So if you know how
Why
to
though? What's
process,
not
they
be
lead them to
your
you.
reason for that?
I don't know, but a lot they happen, not the spiritual, that even we human cannot comprehend. It's just me, I'm a very moral person. I'm a spiritual person. I'm a very religious person. And I don't joke with my prayers. I don't joke with my duas. I read a lot of Quran all the time. So I feel like maybe that's why they never damage me that much. There was a time Teto girlfriend said, if I get girlfriend, get them. Yeah.
That'll make you married no less as well.
Exactly.
One for top of the married one.
Exactly.
But now, are you better though? Like from where you need to mistake again, and I never actually.
No, for any snake him now don't because imagine I for play with snake I don't care. But since I begin get feedback from spiritual people where they say snake him don't become the bad omen. They don't become me trepidation now. So for any time what is snake safe, me body the rise. Wait, you used for me before. Because I don't get this thought processes say, now me bad omen now. And for any time I stay in a dream, my prayer level will increase. Because I don't see example. 2013, for example, I just dream snake when we released Temple of Ghost. I just dream snake and I lost my job. Same 2013. Yeah, I lost my job and become broke. I don't even know how for raise money again. With me. That was my
so in other words, you go from up there, you come
exactly
down
there. Even the Temple of Ghost of itself, where everybody they claim for being our best film, is a worst film for us in terms of turnover. We couldn't make anything, not a single cent.
So you think it was a spiritual thing?
I think so because Temple of Ghost of itself too highly spiritual. Highly.
So what made they move and you just decide for they do like that,
Because the market, see, I don't love, I remember when Egg of Life come on. Everybody want to watch Egg of Life. Everybody wants to see Egg of Life. See the man in the flop, jump pack. That's the kind of film I want to do if I go into filming. So I don't get this thought saying that they sell not salon. But I see other people, they do different things. But the spiritual film become my own niche. So even people and now, anybody want to do epic film or spiritual film, go say, Wurie Bah. Wurie Bah, I want this film here. Wurie Bah, I want this kind of film here. Okay. So yes, even people from Liberia.
All right. Okay. So you mentioned something earlier. We talked about this bad omen make even girlfriend business, with the hamburger and stuff, and then eventually you decide to get married.
Yeah.
In 5 months. What's happening at this marriage?
So out of respect for him, I can refuse to talk about exactly what happened. But today I promise myself I'm going to let people know. Okay. Because I remember it was 2020 August. I was with the Vision 1212 team in Bo, and I tell them, say, I'll get married next month. Everybody was, are you serious? I say yes. Why? I don't see you, man. But before I met this woman in 2020, I went to do a movie with Siakon from UK. That would be my last spiritual movie. That would be my last. Because we go do a film called Genes of Darkness, and we go to a cave where nobody not even venture. But we went there. I took people that said, we are going there. We are going to shoot movies there. A lot of people in Connaught get so many thinking about that cave that even camera not even clear, even if you snap with the picture not the show. Wow. But with me and my experience with spirituality, we get it right. Should I be cameraman? He know what to do. So we get it right. Then we get it the verses that we will relate from the Quran and shoot. We get whatever we want. After that film, we went to shoot that film in February. We came back, I think it was a week towards the declaration of the corona. That week was the week I met my wife.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw this beautiful girl passing by and I said, yes, I want her. We know it is Sabu self. It was a typical minor testing. So 2 months later, we do the traditional thing. And then 5 months later, over.
What's happening?
This is somebody I married to for 5 months. And this is somebody who I cannot penetrate. Yeah. And when we go to the people.
You know what? Hold on. Right there. I'm going on a break. I'll be right back after this.
Hi, I am Leo, a super geek who's obsessed with artificial intelligence. I'm sure you're wondering how I got here.
Hi, Tony. It's been hard trying to find a quick way to send the cash across to you. The bank is quite far from where I stay.
Girl, I'm trying to call that pop-up shop I saw on IG. I need them shoes for a party this weekend.
Wait a minute, I can solve all these problems. All I have to do is get back to my geek zone and get cracking. That's how I created this great virtual solution. Chat with me on Facebook Messenger and experience a whole new world of banking solutions without going to the bank. Make transfers, buy airtime, get account statements, and more. After all, going to the bank is boring. Like, I can't drink this delicious coffee and fill a teller at the same time. Get it?
I am back. This is Keister, the Real Talk Show. With me, I have Wurie Bah. Wurie will talk about something really interesting. And just so you know, fair. When it's back to you, Wurie, welcome back.
Thank you.
We just talk with with all the spiritual stuff that you went through. However, you met this beautiful girl, as you said, so you married 5 months later on a path. Like you say, you just talk about, able to penetrate.
Yeah.
How will you emphasize, explain, what do you mean by that?
Okay, I think I cannot penetrate her sexually. Yeah, that's what I mean. So I cannot. One reason or the other, she kind of stuck up with whatever thing he gets. We turn out for the spiritual thing. And first, it started by, I think people on my stop they're familiar with me now because we went there for a solution, thinking maybe now from FGM or Bono Society, we don't get some kind of problem or bad cutting. And my stop had to ask a Nigerian expert to see to our case. And they find nothing wrong, nothing absolutely wrong. It was that time it clicked to me. You know when you married somebody now, you honeymoon, you get the best of them. I had the worst honeymoon. You married somebody because you feel like you want to make a family with them. So okay, let we do the traditional wedding first, do the traditional thing, then later we will do the white wedding where we will seal everything off. So maybe God guide me not for go to that level. Maybe God will want me to test first and see for myself and decide. But during the honeymoon, nothing of sexual intercourse not take place. Nothing of the sort. We tried. I never knew the problem before. So we look for every best option possible.
So then they see nothing wrong, but you still will get this. So you think it was the spiritual she was possessed?
Exactly. So being that I get a little experience, for every time we fail, I take harsh decision that tonight, whether you agree, you not agree, we're gonna fight this thing. I'll come back home, meet her unconscious. Yeah. And there was a night she was almost at the point of death. Something. I don't know whether or not the team will do something to her or whatever. So we rushed her and go to hospital. And the doctor was saying it was a suicidal case. Attempt to commit suicide by herself. I said, how that possible? I was in the room with her. How is that possible? So, and I tell the doctor, I say, I know what's wrong. Because if suicidal case, it means maybe anytime we want for willing for the against because this spiritual thing, they do something mysterious to them. So we decided for go to spiritual way. And I been do all of this for 3 months without no family member. It was just me and him, and perhaps people will be my story or the doctor at Connaught Hospital.
So when I go to spiritual way, you be able to conquer that? Or?
Have you ever been to an exorcism show? You never. I'm not family. So when they invoke the spirit out of somebody, I find out for say this is a way bigger problem than I imagined. It was like Gina in the real form, but I was the actor now. So I called the actor there. I called straight away Juma, the Musa, the one that acted the role in Gina. I called him and said, you roll the apple to me right. It was the first person that I before. You roll in Gina the apple to me right now. He said, what do you mean, manager? I said, Ref. He said, really? I said, yes. He said, where you are? I said, I didn't know. So he called director, the rush cam, say, what are we going to do? So I jokingly, because me, when problem they all over me, I use humor for calm myself down. I jokingly said, I'm going to be the Juma for go rescue Gina. Starting from tomorrow. So we go somewhere else and they invoke his spirit. And the thing was like, man, this woman gets a deal, gets a covenant. And I mean for blah, blah, blah. And I mama, we can't sign all of this thing.
You not get conversation?
Yeah, the man they get conversation, but I was right there. And so, for witness, I took the younger sister of my wife. We went there together. So instead of my first time for experience that kind of thing, so she was afraid. She almost wanted to jump camera when the thing they explained, you know, all of the covenants when they signed and all of it. And the imam asked me, "Which you allowed?" I said, "Seven." I said, "Seven, please." Then they say, for them. When anybody will possess the host, no, they go free. For them.
What does that mean?
That means if they left the host, one or two things will happen. Either the host die or one mad or do something to them. We have seen girls in the community where they don't attend for a move, spiritual thing from, and they become somebody else. Okay. Not a normal person again, either one man. And even one will be pray together, we fervent in religion. She's a prostitute now. Wow. One video where they remove that.
So because of that, you decide for.
So I said, okay. How about I provide you an option?
What was the option?
I can be your host. Just let me be. And the man was like, "You willing to do this?" I said, "Check. If me can be host for her, make it count." They just left people and became free. You see, they left their own, so now money wants.
What's money wants? Basically, that's some crazy stuff.
Very, very crazy. And I was like, what are we going to do? A few weeks later, the imam said, Wurie, your mom. If your problem cannot solve, take her to the family.
So you just return her back and that was it?
No, I called the family, put the case across. To my biggest surprise, the father was aware. And when they go, if I come up for you picking, you owe me. That's for tell me. So I feel betrayed.
Because you feel like if we tell you not go great for married them. So definitely it's more like marry them, then you go fit.
Who knows? Who knows? Like I said, me, I love danger. I love what I'm saying. Maybe
because you don't do
I return her not because of she's possessed. I return her because I feel deceived.
Okay.
Because I don't go marry out of deceit.
Of course.
What was that for? I'd be willing for. Imagine if I was willing to be the host for this spiritual thing. Imagine what else I can be. But so when I realized that one day, I tell me, Mama, I say, let we start the process. So I give them 90 days.
Okay.
Then solve them. Okay. They're not solve them. No.
So how are you doing now though? Like all done, you don't get over all of those issues because I know you work as at the NGO as a program coordinator.
Yeah, I think I'm fine now.
Fine.
Relationship
mentally, you're good.
The spiritual thing not going to disturb me. Okay. No go ever more than me mentally because we know the solution. We know whatever. I might get one or two stumble blocks, but I know how to.
But you know how to conquer.
Exactly.
And you're a conqueror, and you're going to make it.
Yeah. Just I don't want what happened to me, so
may happen to somebody else
or to anybody else.
Okay. But God in power, I know, and it will happen to you. And basically, you just have to people and say, check the history of everyone before you get.
That's why na criteria for marriage in Islam. Okay. Background check.
So you don't married after that?
No, I didn't.
You're still single. Wurie is available if you're looking.
I am not available. I am single, but not available.
Anyways, but life as an NGO worker though, you let come. How has it been for you? Been
The NGO Nadia starts before I began to film.
Okay, so you area that.
I'm area for a long time. Okay. As I see it was, young boy by then I think 16, 17, start to volunteer with guest-led development. Back then it was student partnership worldwide. So I go through the process. Even before going to university, NGO I go. I mean, I don't step by step till now I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good. So good luck on that. But anyways, lastly before we go to the end of the show, movies. I know you say now the concentration different. When they look for a team, when I hire them, they do the movies versus how when I be able to get on my foot do everything. So you work on any new project. So I get
a project already within
actually, you just mentioned say catch code. They
exactly.
Okay, so when we expect them?
Yes, expect Kukudi this year. Bitachuna Kuku.
Okay.
Yes. Also, they're going into production again this year, but this time I'm going with my old team. Okay. That's what I said to them. This one, I mean, me on how they do. Like it or not, you guys charge me for whatever, but now they do. So I'm not going with new team. All the same old faces who I used to forget back then. Now we go after, and the same old crew. Now we go do. We might encourage one or two for coming, but I get reason why I want them for because we want to get a turnaround in the industry again. Okay. So let's see. Maybe now the blessing of these people make there's a turnaround. So I don't talk to Kemela about it. I don't talk to a few other people that maybe they back then. I said, let's go with our old team back and see maybe the blessing will turn around the industry. Well,
amen. I wish you guys all the best so and everything else. I hope as the movie industry all they will come together and work together. So last word before you go, what do you would tell all the movie producers, screenwriters, like everybody, directors, actors, actresses, what briefly you would tell them for make this movie industry grow? What would be your advice to them?
I think a lot of them they do good work. But I think what's missing is collaboration. Okay. Why filmmaker don't want to collaborate? I get this problem. You get this, I get this. Then they get on there. Why not put them together? But everybody, and there's this challenge now where then they part, because we know they part. Then they part. That they want who that will be the first person we Netflix go buy film. So everybody they do your own beats. Why not go collaborate and make one and see who's like the way Cameroon did? Why not go copy that and see? Do you think Shanty Town for be hit Netflix if any you don't know for be collaborate with other people? Jellybean did the same, and they get a movie at the platform. Yeah, all my fees say 9 force for each day. So they are trying. So
it's more of competition versus collaboration.
Yes.
So you'd advise
let's collaborate. Let's collaborate. Let's put the resources together.
And you might one film.
Exactly. It can be 2, it can be 3, and we can. But if you get you resources, whether you come and my team or whatever, you get your money. I get me this. Let's put it together and see where else we will go. Maybe we will make a bigger impact. I keep on they make reference to reality TV show. There were reality TV show before we get Big Sister or Housemates. There were. I don't know if people know, but they were a reality TV show. None no make the name where Big Sister make. Why do you think Big Sister make that kind of name? It's collaboration. Zanab gets an idea. A fan partner. You know.
So I make them feel
Let
like
me-
you
good at it.
I make them feel like you just sleep with all the girl.
Sleep with two. Let
I'm just
let
saying.
let
This
there
is
be.
words over here, everything. So are you one of those producers? You have to
somebody-
sleep with the actresses for them to
No, in the industry, let one person raise and both male and female. And so always like you say, both male and female.
So you let clean slate.
Let one clean slate.
Okay.
I've never dated anybody in the industry. Those who have dated, I brought them into the industry. Okay.
I was just checking, I'm just happening for us because we hear everything.
Don't tell you what. Somebody don't say me a king of Big Sister. I say, how you mean? They say you don't get girlfriend at each of the season. I say, how is that so?
So it's a lie. Not lie to the life of Wurie Bah, please. But anyway, thank you so much for for coming on the show and really telling your story. I hope say all the filmmakers and go sit down. Even though we didn't, like I said, we didn't reside, but we still know some of the problems, and we all just have to see how the entertainment industry, meaning film, music, and arts, and we're able to come together and really collaborate and see how Salon will go before. I mean, good luck. Next movie projects. We say, we said the accent, so you can call me.
Yeah, I know.
And of course your NGO. I wish you all the best, and I hope when I'll be able to push, like you say, if you bring the old team back, you never know. Maybe that might be the Lucky Charm squad for take Salon movie to another
I just
level.
wish I do well at the NGO, so I would do well at.
But don't buy, you never know.
It would be massive.
Just keep pushing, keep trying.
No, I
But
will.
anyways, nobody lives myself without their gifts.
Thank
Or
you
I
so
have
much.
a really, really nice gift for you. There you go.
All right, thank you so much.
Alright. So it was really fun, having Wurie here. You don't come, you don't talk, and it's real. So now they do movies, and I watch the movie, now they do, like you say, they didn't go out, say they pray. So make sure say with everything you put God first, because you never know the bad eyes that are watching. I've been your host today, and in case until next week.
Let's watch the Real Talk with Eileen TV show. By our very own daughter of Sierra Leone, Eileen Keister.